Hey, what's up? It's Empress Jennifer here. The music in the background is not of mine, but I sleep in my car, so things rolling by or whatnot. Anyway, what time is it? It's 12:54 p.m. and I have been to the park, went for a walk, and I enjoyed it. Meditating a little bit, speaking to the Most High, my ancestors. But I just would like to encourage somebody out there. Uh, because it was kind of a weird night last night, especially with the phone thing, trying to get it charged and stuff like that. I don't know, it just was kind of weird. But I know there's like a energy change up above that's going to be transpiring below, that is transpiring below. And so those of us who are awakened and know that love, even if you're single, if you're walking in the spirit of love, it causes all that hate and evil to just like fall apart, and it may even seem like, in my case, that people are coming for you even harder. But anyway, again, when that happens, I have to go to my tools so my countenance can get back into balance, and that's what's important. But like what I said earlier about, if there's any couple going through anything, me personally, I really, really probably wouldn't be on here talking about my situation on the internet if it wasn't essential to me staying alive and well, because I'm having to depend on, hopefully, hidden helpers, and definitely the Most High and my ancestors and archangels to get me through all of this. And the part of knowing that up above is definitely backing me and sending help from up above here to comfort me. I believe that's what the Holy Spirit is, you guys. That's why Yeshua say, when I leave, I will send a comforter to you, the Holy Spirit. Welcome it in your day-to-day affairs, your goings. When you wake up, Holy Spirit, come in. I need you. Yes, we do. We need that Holy Spirit to act right, to do right, because there's a lot of evil in the world, and boy, do I know that. And especially when it comes from those to whom you have loved, you have shared things with, you have confided your deepest thoughts with, and then they turn around and do what? Stab you in the back. So you need a comforter, because I know I have heard and been not a witness, but witness meaning seeing it on another social media platform, if not the news, where someone has unalived themselves because of not being able to handle the hurt that they may have caused or someone have caused them. That's why it's very important to invite the Holy Spirit, because if it wasn't for the Holy Spirit, my ancestors, the loving hand and favor of the Most High, I probably would have resorted to that. I mean, my God, I have like, I don't even know how many people coming after me, and half of them I don't know. That's the sad thing about it. So it's kind of crazy to be like, and I've epiphany. I've often sat here and just be daydreaming and thinking about, oh my God, what kind of person could handle somebody relentlessly coming after them, kind of like that movie like Terminator. That's what I'm dealing with some folk. It's like, in my opinion, unless they're not here on this earth anymore, and I often speak to the Most High about that, because you just won't leave me alone when I am trying to mind my business, live my life, have left you alone, but yet you keep coming for me, and it's just ridiculous. But it is what it is. But I say this to say that I really don't like to be on the social media spewing out my personable information, but this, in this case, is saving my life. But if you are dealing with a divorce, a relationship, that's not cool at all. It's not cool at all, unless it's something like, okay, for instance, if someone came and gave you a deadly disease and you want to warn another person about them because law enforcement won't do what they supposed to do, like arrest them, when we know that CDC and the health department supposed to do what they supposed to do as well, then that's another thing I would probably go on social media and do if I knew it for sure was the deal. Like in my case, I know it for sure about a certain person. Anyway, but as far as going through your relationship issues, that ain't cool at all. Because at the end of the day, don't nobody care except what, that cleanup woman or that man that wants your other person anyway. I mean, it's just not cool, because don't nobody need to know what's going on in your household, except if you're going through a divorce, tell it to your lawyer. Y'all meet up, his lawyer, him, your lawyer, and y'all discuss it, get it done. But all on social media, that's not cool. And especially if you have children. I think I did hear, Spiritual Savage speaking about that, and others. So, it is like it's not cool at all. If you could manage not to be on social media publicizing that, then move on, because you look more eloquent, decent, when you do it that way, behind closed doors. Crush that individual if they in the wrong. Make sure you're not in the wrong, but even if you are both in the wrong, just do it behind closed doors. Move on, because you never know, there's something else better at the end of the rainbow. Undoubtedly, your contract with that particular person is now reached its finality, and that's what I need my karmics to know. Our contract been over. I'm trying to move on, and I need for y'all to move on, period. Because I want to live. I don't know what y'all want to do. You're wasting your time trying to pursue me when you know you have already lost. And that is a FACT. You have lost your game of Thrones. I have checkmate your behind by listening to my intuition and the Holy Spirit prompting me and others to see clearly what was going on behind my back, which no longer is behind my back for the most part. I do know a lot of the key players about my situation. And it is funny, and that just happened the other day. It's like I did move away from my hometown one time, and I stayed gone for maybe, oh wow, I don't even know if it was quite a year. But because Sandra, that's the only time you get your name mentioned, must have been working a spell, or she needed me back in my hometown to keep me in bondage. Because, you know, my relationship started going a little bit sour. And so I had to leave for certain circumstances. And then I went back to the hometown because it was familiar to me. And then my children, of course, were younger. So I needed to, my thoughts were, go back where family is closer, where they could help you. Because, mind you, I didn't know that my family were my enemy, because they're probably not my family anyway. And then, lo and behold, that ex-husband came back, and we were separated for like 5 years. So what you was doing in between that 5 years for you to just pop back up, acting like you love me and you want to be in this for the long term, and then we married a second time, Kenny. That's the only time your name get mentioned too, because John, you know, we were never married. So if you put me in a false marriage, that's another charge for your stupid behind. But anyway, back to the ex-husband. You know, it was like a little cycle, a little maze. You, Sandra, and the other lovers that, you know, were infiltrated or sent to be in my life to cause me havoc. So, you know, the Holy Spirit brought all that to me, and I wrote it down. I'm not going to really get into it too much, but the people who monitor my phone, cloning my phone, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You tried to have me in a little maze in that crazy Stepford Wives town. And no, not so. So I'm just anticipating justice being served and moving on, definitely. So that's what y'all need to get in the back of your minds. And I can't say it enough. I still to this day cannot believe someone went into a courtroom, went before what we know them or have to call them honorable judges, and said such things as she's this or that, and knowing full well I'm sitting at my job possibly while y'all in court lying on me or fudging documents, sitting at a job. And then to today's date, you all are trying to red run me because you did something that was just completely ludicrous. I mean, some of you are in alpha, beta, whatever y'all call those little groups when you go to college. And then you're supposed to be educated. So I would think that, you know, this 10th grader who took her GED, that would be something that somebody would say, she would do that. And that's what y'all were doing, lying about me that I'm a drug addict, a prostitute, and blah, 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 blah. And I am none of those things. But yet, that is what you all went to court and lied about. And then you wanted me to be in a vicious cycle in that town to unalive me with those other clown people who hold positions that can arrest you or put you in a mental institution when you don't belong there. Man, I'm so glad that we have elevated from years back when a person can go and just say the word, that person needs to be in a sane asylum. A lot of women, unfortunately, back in the day, was done just like that, and probably by a lot of men who wanted to look for somebody else or be with somebody else. So they elected to just, tell a lie and put someone in an insane asylum in the stupid courts. Back in that day, didn't want to hear a woman's voice. A woman didn't have a voice. That's why it's very appalling when another woman tried to bring another woman down, especially unwarranted, if we look back at history. But I guess you're crazy, but got some of those entities from those other people back in the day. I'm gonna need for y'all to subdue that bullshit. Because we in a new era, a new time, and ain't nobody putting up with it. At least I know I'm not. Okay. So, anyway, yeah, y'all, you really do need to go get yourself checked. If it's something you don't like about another person, why is you always in their business like me? I have a lot of haters. You don't like this, you don't like that, you don't like what I say. So why are you in my space? Why are you in my energy? Why are you cloning my phone? Why are you trying to red run me so you can be me? I don't get that. I don't think the other authorities that are using their mind, using their college degree and their badge to do the right thing to arrest y'all dumb behind for trying to come for me and then set me up about things that you are doing that I am aware of. So if the victim is aware of it, who else is aware of it? Have y'all thought about that? Let's not be acting like you're blind or you're just dumbfounded. You don't get it, because if the victim has found out about you, who else knows about you? Okay, and then you keep sending people to follow me. I'm over that now. I'm so over that. My ancestors, they are beautiful. They are just wonderful and very protective over me. So anyway, I just really would like to move on with my life. So I am anticipating justice. I know that it's coming for me because I deserve it. I deserve to be here. I don't deserve to be badgered by you. I don't deserve for my rights to be taken like back in uh what, the 1940s, 50s, how y'all, like I said, you can just say a word. That person needs to be put in an insane asylum, and he'll go to stupid courts doing it without letting that person speak up for themselves. Like in this instance, we are in the year 2024, and I have not stepped foot in a court pertaining to that. Although when you did that illegal eviction, hello somebody in the upright, in the ABC crew, when they did that illegal eviction, was I acting like I was out of it or whatever they said about me, where they wanted to take conservatorship over me and then sat up there watching Britney Spears' case so closely as if they were going to get a win in this case. I don't even think Britney Spears' family got a win in her case, and that's good. But I will say this, Britney, keep it on lock, all your personable business. If you drink, honey, keep it on the low, keep it bare minimum, because we don't want people to say things that are truthful. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't drink. And if I do drink, which I haven't in a long time, long time, so I know my first drink will probably be like a whammy. So I will have to sip that like it's scorching hot if I do decide to get, which I'm grown and I can't do that. So I don't even know how a court can say, oh, she can't have her inheritance because she's a drunk. Excuse, please. I'm not a drunk. Okay. But anyway, and even if I were, half of some of y'all snort, smoke marijuana, and you are a functional substance abuser. So then you want to take my stuff and say I can't have it if that were true. So please stop calling the pot the kettle black. You know, when you got, some of y'all got issues. And we know that. I mean, we don't know it for sure, but we know a human being has issues. Now, whether you let it come out in the open or not, when you want to scrutinize another person, make sure we looking in the mirror. Okay? That's all I'm saying. But anyway, with so many people all up in my space and then breaking into my car, putting cameras in here, that's another charge. But you know, being the victim of y'all foolishness, I'm just ready for this crap to get over. I just, you know, because half of y'all are old, and this is to the ABC crew. Half of y'all are old. And if you don't go to a federal prison, and I ain't got nothing against Martha Stewart, but I mean, when you go to a federal prison, you're able to play tennis and all that. Shoot, you just away from your normal home, and it's not all sprucey and spritzy, but it's not like hell on earth like the Bible said it's supposed to be. So, again, if you're already old, we don't need for this investigation to keep going on and on and on. If there is one going on, we really don't. Because half of them will not be able to wrap their minds around, where the hell am I? What did I do? So please, I mean, this is like torture for me. I'm ready for this to be over. Okay, it's like the victim who spoke up, who's being harassed, followed, tracked, and monitored in the privacy. It's supposed to be private, my car, right? Unless you look through my windows, not have a camera in here looking at my every move and cloning my phone. You know, I just can't wait to have my privacy. And you know, I get it, the paparazzi. You know, because when everybody go outside of your house, you are subjugated to the wiles of wherever you are. That's why he say, bless yourself going out in the fields and coming back in to your home. So I get that part. But when you already in my home, I got a problem with that. My privacy is priceless, and I can hardly wait to have it again. ABC crew, I'm ready for that to happen. Okay? These little demonic demons, they need their privacy stripped from them. So it's time for some court sessions and some sentencings and some imprisonments, because this is definitely against the law to try to take my rights, try to take my will, try to tell me what to do when I'm a free woman. I have never been arrested. I do not plan on being arrested, but I know that you all are trying to set things up. And you know, I imagine sometimes, because I didn't get back to what I was, oh yeah, I did get to that point where I say, it is like the road run of somebody just constantly after you. And if I didn't believe that there were some eyes that are good eyes on me, you people would take it so far as, and I'm sending a warning out to the universe, to the masses of people. If it had not been for the hidden helpers, you people would try to set it up so good where you already have access to my car, because you just that bold. When I step out of my car, you want to be coming in my car to try to set me up, put stuff in my car, and then have those Barney Fifes that don't think for themselves, that are police officers. You don't think for yourself. You're greedy, and you want to gain quick money at the expense of somebody else. Shame on you. Shame on you. You are to protect and serve, and then when you apply for that application, you knew what your annual salary would be. But a lot of people are on social media. Why don't you enlighten us about what your job entails, what you have learned about it to gain extra money, or do a side hustle, or I'm sure you have family friends or family that may have something that you can gain access to, build up resources, not try to join a team of thieves and become dishonorable by trying to take someone's life, their stability, their freedom, and try to case them up as though they are a criminal, when it's you all that are trying to case them up, that are whole, cutthroat, heartless criminals. Thank you, Most High, that the entrapment that the enemy tried to set up for me has already cloaked them around the neck. It's just coming. It's just that matter of fact of coming to full fruition for you to be arrested and sentenced and prosecuted like you need to be. Especially those who are in office, who took an omission statement, an oath to protect and serve, not to harm and set up and fudge documents and ha 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 ha, let's put them in prison and we'll get rich off of them by setting them up. Thank you, Most High, for exposing this elaborate scheme of thieves, and for the sake of the ones who are in office, who hold that type of office, to make those kind of judgments, to sentence people and put them in prison, and you are on the wrong side. I want, it's a shame. I need for all your caseload to be explored, because there's probably somebody in prison who don't need to be there, or probably not as long as you gave them a sentence to be in prison. So, it's just a shame. I mean, because being a judge, you can really do some damage to somebody's life, like whoever signed off on those documents, and I never was in court, but yet up until let me see, I think I filed my income tax the last time, maybe 2020 or 2021. I think it's been so much going on, and I ain't looking at documents right now, because a lot of my documents I had to leave when I was illegally evicted, and that was another ploy and scheme of my abusers to have access to all my paperwork, to try to doctor it up, change it up, and do all kind of nefarious things with all my documentations, because I don't even have my children's pictures. My family portraits were all left there. That's how scandalous these people are and what they have done to me. So, it is time for you all to be prosecuted, because if the Most High allow you to get away with what you have done already before you got to me, it just would be a major imbalance. So I know that this is going to come to a head, and you all need to get yourself prepared for prison. Wrap your mind around, I'm going to go to prison. That is, even if you successfully, but I doubt it, murder me like you want to, because it's just too much information out there. Although you shadow ban my YouTube, I'm still, finagling around. And I do have some hidden helpers. I do believe that. And I believe y'all know that too. So I'm gonna need for you to wrap your brain around that the people you unlawfully put in prison that don't belong there, and probably you do. Like, you tried to case me up for things that you do, and hurting and harming vulnerable people and children. I mean, I guess I'm like Jonah too, when he was supposed to go to Nineveh and make that speech, but he decided to get on that boat, and he thought he was going to be going on a cruise, and he didn't want to do it. And sometimes, I guess at first I was like, I want this over with, and I still do. But I do believe that divine timing is winding up. And I'm just, wanting it over, although, it is a story. But Jonah did not want to go to that town to make that speech for the Most High, which I do not. I'm getting to the point where I want this part of my life over with. But I was here to make you all who have come after me unrighteously know that what you have did to me and others, because I know it's some others, because you are too well versed, so to speak. You are too well organized. You got people at the phone company, the gas company, transportation, whether it's the cruise lines, the airport, train, whatever it is. That's how strategic you are, because I know that because of the brother that I used to live with that said he got laid off from working at the jail. Really? You got laid off? Who laid somebody off